What's going on? Hopefully, people get the notifications and we can get a conversation going. I want to say yesterday I didn't really start off, I didn't start off saying nothing until someone said something. So we might keep it like that until someone appears within the chat and wants to talk about whatever. These lives are essentially freestyle. So whatever someone comes with a certain topic or whatever they want to talk about, we will address that, depending on who comes in, who actually throws their number up there for, a response to be had within this actual live stream. So I'll give it some time. Hopefully, all my regulars and maybe some newbies come in here and, want to voice whatever's on their mind. Thank you for that thumbs up so far. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the live that I conducted last night. Something unexpected as always. I think kind of a topic that kind of needs to be revisited in some form or fashion, because it's a lot of young brothers and sisters as well going through issues with meeting people. The social media done kind of made people more put them in a position hard. It's like they don't even know how to talk to someone, or approaching someone, because they're used to just sending messages over social media, like, hey, however they're feeling about whatever they're posting. They're commenting or looking at them pictures. If females are half naked, brothers is looking at females half naked, so they're coming in with a sexual intent versus a way where they can express trying to get to know somebody. Hopefully, I see it's two people out there. Hopefully some people throw some comments and we can get something going. Let me see. Yeah, actually, I thought that live stream was, shorter than what it was, but it actually carried on for about 2 hours. So, that just lets you know how time flies when, you got a certain topic that you end up talking about. So like I said, let's get a conversation going. Every now and then, sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes the notifications go out and then people have something to say. Other times they don't. And then I end up making it ends up turning into a short live stream. Matter of fact, last night I thought I was gonna end that one and not even post it, but it turned into something that ended up lasting 2 hours. So you never know what you're gonna get. Kind of like what's his name? He said it in Tom Hanks. I'm trying to think of his in the movie. You never know what you're gonna get when he's talking about a box of chocolates. Let me see. I don't know if anybody else's allergies is messing with them, but with this changing of the weather, it's kind of throwing me for a loop a little bit. Just a tad. We got 4 for 4. Are people just waiting to see who else is going to chime in, or how's it going to go? What's going on, Lefty? Okay, it's been a while since you've been in here. Matter of fact, the times that you've been in, I ain't never actually been on live. It's been the infamous Lisa Smith and Rated Shy. So I'm glad to see that you done made it through. to the live stream. Hopefully, you can join in on a phenomenal topic or something like that. We'll see which way it'll go. But like I said, like I was expressing beforehand, that live from last night, I think it was actually needed because, like I said, younger generation from down to 18 all the way up to the brother we had, Mello, we had on yesterday, up to 30. They're facing a lot of difficulties within trying to meet women or women trying to meet men. I think that was a topic that needs to be covered. A lot of people, I was receiving a lot of comments. A lot of people were saying the brother sounded like he was jaded. And to me, I won't so much say jaded, but it seemed like he was more frustrated because, I guess, where he was, trying to meet people, he was coming up unsuccessful. And, I guess after so many times of, getting shot down, that can make a person feel some type of way, Okay. Oh, yeah. Practice being solid. You said, what experiences have you seen on mental health? In other words, seeing a person who for a long time have fun checking it, but just lost it. Well, I can actually say I had not had, because I still have, I had an older cousin of mine that for a lot of years he was doing it. He had a nice place, it was laid out real nice, and he drove nice cars and everything. But for him, for mental health, what it took for him to kind of lose it, a family member, not on that we share, but on his maternal side, he was close to, they had a heart attack and died. And like not too long after that, he was real close with him. He had a nervous breakdown and kind of forfeited all the things that he had built up at that point. So you never know, you see someone on the outside like, man, they got this, they're living like this, they got a cool woman on their side and everything like this. You just see them crumble like dominoes, fall down like dominoes over, a certain issue that, some people may think, oh, well, that ain't too major, but, that could be someone's breaking point. You never know, I know so many other stories where people, share something like this, where, they done seen someone that was, seeming to be prominent doing it, and you somewhat kind of admired or looked up to, and then, fall over something that could be looked at as minimal. Something that, you probably went through yourself and like, well, I wouldn't handle it like that. Well, different strokes, different folks. People have their own breaking points. I'll say it like that. Let's talk about online dating and the pitfalls of trying to meet people on social media. Well, see, that's a hard thing. How do you actually meet people on social media? I mean, I look at it like this. When you're on these platforms, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, be it Twitter, be it Snapchat, whatever these platforms are, when you're talking, a lot of times, people go with the model, this is just whatever this platform, this is not real life. Well, in actuality, you need to take it like that. But if it happens to turn into something else, then maybe take baby steps towards it. But see, this is what happens. A lot of people that haven't, before the conception of social media, before the conception of being online, talking to people, it was actually a day and time when you actually met people in the street, wherever you were at, before any of these were even in existence. But now it's been in place for so long, people remove themselves from actually talking to people that they see out and about on the street. So like when you see someone walking, or, I'll say within the younger generation, people are glued in a phone. So if someone was to actually say something, the only way you may get a response if you actually know them, like, oh, that's this person. But if they don't know you, it's this automatic, oh, this is stranger danger. But online, people have all the courage in the world and everything. But when it comes to actually, putting it down to, okay, let's actually, make this reality. because we're in virtual reality right now, talking. This is almost like a video game. I'm having success. I'm finding all the right words to find, say to this person, and it seems like it's going good. But a lot of people have a thing with, what's the word I'm looking for? Dealing with rejection. They don't know how to actually handle that when it happens. Rejection, it happens. I mean, you grow from it. I mean, you learn from it. I mean, not everybody that claims to be whatever they claim to be is totally successful. Like, I've never got a wrong number. I never got turned down. That's a crock of shit. Everybody done been shot down in some fashion or form. What's going on, Shad? Yeah, and it also could be a catfish. I mean, they built shows about that catfish, and that's why you said it. People, stealing females' pictures, and come to find out it could be a dude on the other end of it. So, like I say, if anybody that's on social media and they feeling they're trying to meet somebody through there, like I said, take baby steps. Don't really take it real serious. Don't put your whole all into it. Just like you're talking to someone nonchalant back in the day, and you're kind of nonchalant. Like, say you're in the line, and like, man, yeah, this line is long. Yeah, hey, they putting more groceries. They picking up more stuff. I mean, you started off slow. You build slow, turn into something else. Then that's the bonus. If not, that just gives you more practice for the next time that you run across something or someone shoots their shot at you, because it could be vice versa. A lot of people be ignoring when people are actually shooting their shot at them. They play it off as, oh, they're just being nice. No, they're actually kind of digging you, but you're not used to picking up them signs when they're people giving you the cue to them actually want to get to know you a little more better. Yeah, rejection should be taught. Youngins coping skills. Yeah. Can you teach an adult to cope with rejection? Can you teach an adult to cope with rejection? Well, see, a lot of these things stem from childhood. That's why, if you checked out the live stream yesterday, the young brother, the way he was conversing, I could feel whatever he was dealing with. Why, a lot of people were saying that he seemed like he came off jaded or frustrated. It stems from childhood. If, to me, think about it like this: we all know brothers that had high successful rates, and when I say high successful rates, with meeting females when he was young, or in junior high school, or if you took the collegiate route. It came easy to him, so women kind of gravitated to him. Maybe he was good at sports. Maybe he just looked a certain way, so it came easy. But maybe to other brothers, it was a little bit more harder. It wasn't as easy for them to maybe they had to be the class clown comedian. Some people that was the class clown comedian, and they get females to laugh, and that was their thing, how to to get at females. But they may not have been the most attractive, or they may not have been the most athletic. They may not have been the neighborhood baller that was riding something real nice and fine back in the high school days. So it just depends on what their success rate was back then. Some people were more reserved and kind of shy, and maybe they could have not been ugly or anything, but since they were shy and into themselves, that kind of hindered their successful rate. So going into adult years, to me, that's just, it's like, think about it as an onion. We're like an onion, and we just keep having different instead of peeling away the different parts of the onion, is like we're adding on to it. So at the center, we're the same person, but we just keep adding on to whatever we started off at as a root. So it kind of starts from there. Now, if you're really genuine trying to change, if you're an older person, I mean, like I was trying to speak to the brother Mello yesterday, it's like you got to talk with someone that's older, older uncle, if you got some type of cool relationship with your pops, your granddad, even if you got a partner and his pops or his people is cool, even talking with them could kind of help alleviate some of the things that you may be going through, and issues you may be facing. Or for that case, you got a big bro or some kind, or a big cousin or something like that. Those will kind of help and aid you. At least that's what I think. That's how I look at it. A lot of people, like he was saying, like, well, did you ever have, face this type of issues? I mean, we all face some type of issue where maybe, okay, she treated me like this, but you can't get to the point where it's like, man, I'm almost feeling like I'm trying to give up on the world because I'm not having no high success rate. If you're not, put yourself in a different atmosphere, a different position, hang with some cousins that you ain't talked to in a minute, that maybe they've been trying to reach out to you through, even if you got these platforms, Facebooks and things like that. Reach out to them. Hey cuz, why don't we go do the bar? I know I ain't talked to you in a minute, it seemed like I'm popping up out of the blue, but my mentals ain't right about now. I know a lot of people may not want to say that they're not in a good mental space, but if you listen to that last live, you could tell the brother was really frustrating, and that's why he needed to talk to somebody about, I guess, what he was going through and what he was feeling. We need that from time to time as human beings. For the people that like the live stream, I appreciate you. I'm glad that you like the live stream. Matter of fact, if you can still hear me, because it's looking like the live is not moving, but maybe that's just me. But so who all else is out there? Because I see, we done have Practice Being Silent come through. We had Foe 78 come through, Rated Shot, who else? Lefty. And like I said, I take calls, so if you throw your number up like I did last night, you throw your number up, I'll knock it out where nobody will be able to see it on the replay, and you can join the call, and we can actually, back and forth about whatever you may want to talk about. If it's this topic, we go ahead with that. If it's another topic that's on your mind, we could do that too. Have all the people that come in, that usually come in and chime in and add to it. That's what it's about. I come back from the time before it was social media, where people powwowed at people you knew, family members' houses, or different places like where they had billiards and then things like that, where you just chopped it up, and or back in the day, clubs, when you can actually be outside of clubs and everybody's posted. Okay, he's posted over in his Cadillac, he just pulled up in his Lincoln. This bro over here, he done came through in a Benzo. I mean, we're all posted up, chopping up dialogue, people, back and forth interaction. That's kind of far and it's not really here right now. That's why, to me, having this platform like I do is like you get to hear a conversation between brothers that you don't really get to hear anymore. It's almost like the ones that they provide is just like, okay, now cut. It's like it's a movie, it's put together, it's manufactured. This is all real live. So when you put your number up, when the people that's listening, you're actually hearing an actual person that I may know, I may not know, but we're going back and forth on whatever the topic may be. Especially coming with the world, we talk about worldly topics too. So I mean, that's all into a play of what we are all facing within this world. So I think it's beneficial. Okay, you said, what about a person who just came into money and just blowing through it? Is that a sign of mental illness? No, I would say more that if they, like, say, someone hit a lotto. Let's just say they hit a low lotto for like 500,000, 500 racks, whatever you want to address it as. They don't hit the number, but they've never, had what's the word I'm looking for? They've never they were never financially fit before that money came. Well, of course, they're not gonna be sound with that, even if they may have a family member that is good with numbers. Like, okay, I think you should do that. Because, see, in this generation now, it'll be like, well, you're just hating because I got this money now, and you're hating that I got this. No, I actually want you to keep that money. You should actually invest this money so you can, it'll help you grow in the long run versus, okay, I get 500 racks, whatever. Let's just say it's 500 racks with the taxes already done took out. So say it was 600 or something, but it came out to be 500 racks after taxes. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go buy the latest new Benz. Okay, he gets the latest new Benz. Okay, I'm about to, buy me a couple of furs, and I'm gonna buy me some Gucci, whatever, and buy me some jewelry. That's racking up to maybe, say he done spent 50 or something like that between that. Okay, now since I'm riding this Benz and it's a tool, maybe some females is looking at me a different way. So now I got this one that I ain't never had. She's talking, putting it in my ear, let's go down to Barbados or something like that. So now you get plane tickets and, resort to go do that and trick off with her, and making it seem like, you're living like you're a big tycoon, but you're knocking down your reserves. But you think, well, I got so much, I can make it back. But in actuality, you're bypassing the actual ways where you can make your money. Like, okay, let me buy an investment property. Let me buy a double bungalow. If I'm living in an apartment, I buy a double bungalow. I could live in one side and rent out the other side. So then I'll have some income coming in like that. Or I could buy a fourplex. These type of things. These are the things that actually will keep your wealth rolling in. It may not be big Rockefeller wealth, but it's enough wealth to maintain you and yours that's within your world versus, okay, yeah, I look like I'm doing it, but this will be eventually a short run because you can run through 500 racks. Like I said, think about it. Okay, I get a 2019 Benzo. It's around 100,000. Well, look, a couple more months, we gonna be rolling into 2020. So it's already put a time stamp on that car being old already. You buy them furs and you buy them Gucci, all that stuff gets old and dated. So, I mean, hopefully, they will have a family member or someone they feel close that they can speak to and be real with, like, hey, this is how you keep your money, But see, a lot of times people shy away from that because they were like, well, you ain't having that. But that's why, if that's the case, then you put them in contact with someone that has property or, start some type of business that, that they may see fit to, grow within, and they actually could put their money down and, kind of giving them like a template, like, okay, you do this, you put this much towards this, this should be your return or whatever like that. Or a thing about like this, get like if you're in the cars, or you're in the, want to be self-employed. Let me go buy a tow truck, and tow so many cars if that's what you want to do. Let me go buy a black brand new 300, and I could be doing Uber Black or something like that. You're still self-employed. You're still using that vehicle for whatever business you're trying to do. So if you think in them type of lines or put those type of bugs in people's ears about that, it could kind of give them some kind of shift their thoughts. But mental illness is just like people just be feeling themselves. It's like there's so many distractions out here. Oh look, if I get this type of jewelry, or if I get these kind of clothes, I'm gonna be start seen in a certain light. And a lot of that, it don't be so much for females. It almost seem like they be impressing other brothers that really don't care about you, or would care to knock you off because of these things that you're trying to floss in front of people's faces. A lot of people need to look at it from that aspect as well. But that's just my thought on it. So like I said, if anybody wants to actually call in and speak on it, throw your number up. I'll knock it out and I'll hit your line. And then you don't have to be like, man, Rick, I want to say this, but that's taking too much time trying to type all this in or speak texting it and it coming in incorrect or whatever. You put your number up, I hit your line, and we could go from there in the conversation. Yeah, at one point I thought of buying a tow truck and just then like when I get cars, I could get cars that ain't running and go pull them myself. But the thing with tow trucks, if you're not towing for a company, then that insurance rate is outrageous. So almost in a way, when it comes to being a tow truck driver, it makes you have to actually use that truck to do make money. You can't just be like, okay, I'm just kind of let it lay around, unless I guess you go say you're not in service, but you're gonna be wanting to make money. But see, with having it, your insurance rate is not like having just insurance on a regular car that you drive, A and B every day or whatever. It's a lot different. So it's like that's either you work for a company where you're for hire, or you're actually putting in the work to, okay, now I got to do this diligently because how this insurance is structured. We 26 minutes in, 26 minutes in. Practice being solid. I appreciate the different questions that you threw up and the things that you have added. 478. Hopefully we can get some more different topics going. If not, I might call this one early. I'll go as long as whatever the topic takes. So I mean, that's just up to if people really want to really have anything on their mind to speak on. If not, I understand that too. It's a Tuesday night. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, hump day. Yeah, but mental illness, I mean, you see that a lot. To me, it comes from a lot of things that stem from childhood and things like that. Especially different things family members don't like to talk about. That's going on within their family. And try to brush under the rug. A lot of times that is mental illness that's unaddressed. I think a lot of people need to stop that. There's a lot of family members that try to hide other family members from, the wrongs that they're doing. I don't even think that's right. If you wrong and you don't cross, another one of your family members or, someone that's younger or something like that, you ain't supposed to covet and hide that. You're supposed to, have that dealt with accordingly because, if it was anybody outside the family, they'd be getting crucified. So you still out there, Shad? You still out there practice being solid? You still out there 478? Lefty. Hopefully they ain't trying to block your comments. That happened a little bit last night. He tried to send us numbers like I didn't see it, but certain things they try to block. I guess they have if they see the conversation is going a certain way, they'll try to do the throw off so it doesn't get answered or addressed. Or even with these notifications, sometimes these notifications for live streams don't go out till the next day, and we all know if it goes out the next day, that live stream's over, so you can't join it. So that's what we're facing in 2019 and beyond, I'll say, because it's only gonna get more interesting as we go on. I'll say this, I'll let it get to 32 I can let it get to 32, and if nobody has nothing else to say, I'll end this particular live stream. I guess the topics that were covered, I covered them to the best of my ability, and the people that needed to add it, what they needed to add, they added. So we'll see. We get to 32. If it's nothing, then I'll exit stage right even. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me look and make sure, because I know every now and then I'll get texts, but I have none, so maybe that's telling. And for the people that are in here, if you didn't catch that last live, at the beginning, sometimes I started off and I don't say nothing, but then it actually picks up. I guess you could just scroll past maybe 5-7 minutes and it'll start picking up. So you could catch that live stream and or the replay of it and see what I was actually referring to in this actual live stream when it comes to that one. Countdown starts now. We're essentially 30 seconds away from 32 minutes. Once we cross over that 32-minute threshold, no more comments. Reek will sign out. And now we experienced the reconnection. So I guess they wanted to try to mess with the actual live stream, even though I already said we're going out. But hey, join me again. You never know when I'm actually going live. Really, I don't really post no times that I go live. I just, do it if I see a need or feel a need to do it. But I'm up out of here. I'm glad y'all joined me. Hey, join me again, or whoever I may put up, or whoever may come on. I'm out.